Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this presentation, I am just presenting an overview of qualitative research. Qualitative research is the collection, analysis, and interpretation of comprehensive narrative and visual, non-numerical data to gain insight into a particular phenomena of interest. Qualitative research methods are based on different beliefs and designs for different purposes than quantitative research methods. For example, qualitative researchers do not necessarily accept the view of stable, coherent, and uniform world. They argue that all meanings is situated in a particular perspective or context, and because different people and groups often have different perspective and context, the world has many different meanings, none of which is necessarily more valid or true than another. Qualitative research problems and methods tend to evolve as understanding of the research context and participants deepens. Qualitative researchers do not enter a research setting without any idea of what they intend to study. Rather, they commence their research with foreshadowed problem. The difference is important. Quantitative research usually tests a specific hypothesis. Qualitative research often does not. The qualitative research process. First step, decide on a question you want to study. A good research question need to be clear, specific, and manageable. To do qualitative research, your question should explore reasons for why people do things or believe in something. The research question is one of the most important pieces of your research design. It determines what you want to learn or understand and also help to focus the study since you cannot investigate everything at once. Your research question will also shape how you conduct your study since different questions require different methods of inquiry. Second step, do a literature review. A literature review is the process of studying what others have written about your research questions and a particular topic. You read widely on the larger field and examine studies that relate to your topic. You can draw up an analytical report that synthesizes and integrates the existing research rather than simply present a short summary for each study in a chronological order. In other words, you are researching the research. Step 3, consider your ideal sampling size. Qualitative research methods do not rely as heavily on large sample sizes as quantitative methods, but they can still yield important insights and findings. Choose a qualitative research methodology, keeping in view the topic. Select research methods. Collect your data. Each of the research methodologies has uses one or more techniques to collect empirical data, including interviews, participants' observation, fieldwork, archival research, documentary material, etc. The form of data collection will depend upon the research methodology. Analyze your data. Once you have collected your data, you can begin to analyze it and come up with your answers and theories to your research questions. Although there are a number of ways to analyze your data, all modes of analysis in quantitative research are concerned with textual analysis, whether written or verbal. At the end, write up your research report. Characteristics of qualitative research methods. Qualitative research methods usually collect data at the site where the participants are experiencing issues or problems. These are real-time data and rarely bring the participants out of the geographic location to collect information. Qualitative researchers typically gather multiple forms of data such as interviews, observations, and documents rather than rarely on a single data source. This type of research methods work towards solving complex issues by breaking down into meaningful inferences that is easily readable and understood by all. Since it is a more communicative method, people can build their trust on the researcher and the information thus obtained is raw and unadulterated. Type of qualitative research. Narrative research. Narrative research is the study of how different humans experience the world around them, and it involves a methodology that allows people to tell the stories of their storied lives. Narrative researchers collect data about people's lives, and the participants collaboratively construct a narrative about the experiences and the meaning they attribute to the experiences. Here are the different types of narrative research, personal documents, documents of life, life stories, autographies, autobiographies, ethnobiographies, and so on. Key characteristics of narrative research: a focus on the experience of individuals, a concern with the chronology of individual experiences, a focus on the construction of life stories based on data collected through interviews, restoring as a technique for constructing the narrative account, inclusion of context and place in the story, a collaborative approach that involved the researchers and the participants in the negotiation of the final text, a narrative constructed around the question and then what happened. Ethnographic research, also called ethnography, is the study of the cultural patterns and perspective of participants in their natural setting. Ethnographers engage in a long-term study of a particular phenomena to situate understanding about those phenomena into a meaningful context. With origins in the cultural anthropology, ethnographic research involves multiple data collection techniques and demand prolonged time in the research settings. Most commonly, ethnographers engage in intensive participants observation. By participating in varying degrees in the research setting, the researcher attempt to discern patterns and regularities of human behavior in social settings. Ethnographic research thus requires the researchers to appreciate the tensions caused by the bringing together contrasting and perhaps incompatible perspectives, all in the spirit of describing and understanding what is actually going on a specific context. Key characteristics of ethnographic research: it is carried out in natural setting, not a laboratory. It involves intimate face-to-face interaction with participants. It presents an accurate reflection of participants' perspective and behavior. It uses inductive, interactive, and repetitious collection of unstructured data and analytic strategies to build local cultural theories. Data are primarily collected through fieldwork experiences. It typically uses multiple methods for data collection, including conducting interviews and observations and reviewing documents, artifacts, and visual materials. It frames all human behavior and belief within a socio-political and historical context. It uses the concept of culture as a lens through which to interpret results. It places an emphasis on exploring the nature of particular social phenomena rather than setting out to test hypotheses about them. It investigates a small number of cases, perhaps just one case in detail. It uses data analysis procedures that involve the explicit interpretation of the meanings and functions of a human action. Interpretation occur within the context or group setting and are presented through the description of themes. It requires that research be reflective about their impact on the research site and the cultural group. It offers interpretations of the people action and behavior that must be uncovered through an investigation of what people do and their reasons for doing it. It offers a representation of a person's life and behavior that is neither the researcher's nor the person's. Instead, it is built on points of understanding and misunderstanding that occurs between researchers and participants. It cannot provide an exhaustive, absolute description of anything. Rather, ethnographic descriptions are necessary, partial, bound by what can be handled within a certain time, under a specific circumstances, and from a particular perspective. Sampling in ethnographic research. The samples of a person studied by ethnographers are typically small and do not permit generalization to a larger population. Many ethnographers, in fact, state right at the outset of the study that they have no intentions of generalizing the results of their study. What they are after, they point out, is a more complete understanding of a particular situation. The applicability of their findings can best be determined by replication of their work in other settings or situations by other researchers. Here are some ethnographic research methodologies: realist ethnography, confessional ethnography, life history, microethnography, ethnographic case study, critical ethnography, feminist ethnography, postmodern ethnography, etc. Case study research method. Case study research is qualitative research approach in which the researcher focuses on a unit of study known as a bounded system. Individual teachers, a classroom, or a school. A number of researchers have addressed the definition of a case, which is a concept that is sometimes difficult to grasp. Merriam explained the case is a thing, a single entity, a unit around which there are boundaries. I can fence in what I am going to study. Similarly, Myers and Huberman described a case study as an investigation of a phenomena that occur within a specific context. Case study research process. Step 1. Determine the research questions. This step is probably the most important step taken in the case study research process. As in the case with all research, the question asked by the researcher will determine the appropriateness of the research method. Questions that address who, what, how, and why provide the case study researchers with good starting points. Define the case under study. This step is similar to that in other research approaches where the researcher defines the variables under investigation, such as in quantitative research, or a specific innovation being implemented to improve student performance in a case of action research. Determine the role of theory development in case selection. This step in the design process involves deciding whether or not to use the theory development to select your cases. Clearly, no researcher is atheoretical, and case study researchers should make explicit the theoretical and conceptual framework that supports the choice of participants. For example, a case study researcher can use the review of related literature process and the development of explicit propositions related to the research. Determine the theoretical and conceptual framework of the case study. No researcher, regardless of disciplinary orientation, enters a research setting as a tabula rasa without any preconceived notion of the phenomena that he or she seeks to understand. Theory can be defined as a set of formal propositions and axioms that explain how some part of the world operates. In the field of education, for example, well-known theories include Kohlberg's theory of moral development and the Piaget's theory of child development. However, theory can also be characterized as a general set of ideas that guides action. Determine whether a single case study or a multiple case study or a collective case study is appropriate. The decision about the number of cases to be studied should not be related to any preconceived notion that the cases lead to a greater generalizability or the external validity. New researchers should resist the temptation to do more unless the use of subcases will strengthen the understanding or even theorizing of the phenomena under investigation. Here are few data collection procedures for qualitative researchers: interviews, observations, documents, artifacts, photographs, and field notes.